time you try to research what exactly it is that the director does, the answers always seem so vague and confusing. So I thought we should talk about it and clear some of that up. Homegrown filmmakers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie Pulling Sweat, and I've been teaching myself filmmaking for several years now, and I've been sharing what I've been learning with you so that we can all be learning together. And as I was saying, it always seems difficult to nail down what it is that the director does. And the reason I think that there's not a lot of clear information out there is because it's actually pretty difficult to put into words everything that the director does. So to help us out today, I thought I would start out with a list of what the director does not do. So the director generally does not ever leave set. Obviously there's sometimes like you have to go to the bathroom, that's important, but in general they stay right next to the camera, they stay on set because they need to be accessible to pretty much everyone at all times. They just need to be available and someone needs to know where they are at all times because the film cannot move forward without the director being there. The director does not spend a lot of time moving things around, so if there's a big pile of stuff in the background of your shot and it needs to be moved, the director is not the one to be doing that. Also, if you're like moving from one location to the next, the director is not in charge, should not be in charge of making sure that everything gets moved or physically moving the stuff. The director really needs to be able to go ahead, figure out what everybody is doing, and other people should be in charge of making sure that all the stuff gets where it needs to go. The director in general should not spend a lot of time setting up gear. This again should be somebody else's responsibility. The director needs to be focusing on the story and also on what's coming up next. If their brain is occupied with trying to figure out how to set up the tripod or the dolly, then they can't actually be working on what they're supposed to be working on. The director should not stand around and direct the traffic of the crew, so telling people where to set up their stuff or telling people where they can park or telling people where bathrooms are. None of that. The director really needs to be in front of the crew, getting ready for the creative part. This is what we're doing. This is what we're going to be doing next. They run in front and somebody else should be directing the logistical side of everything. The director shouldn't make or deliver any food for the production. Again, they need to be in the creative mindset, running ahead of the crew in what we're doing creatively. And so taking up their brain with, oh, do we have enough snacks? Do I need to refill the water? What time do I need to preheat the oven so I can cook lunch for everybody? It's just really distracting to the director, and it's not helpful for the crew because they need their director to be in the creative mindset. The director should not be answering questions about time or schedule or logistics. All of those questions need to be going to someone else who can focus on that so the director can focus on the creative side. The director should not be the one creating the schedule. The director has a lot of input on the schedule, on what order they would like to shoot things for the creative side, but they don't have to be the one to create the schedule, and they shouldn't be the one who makes sure that everybody knows the schedule. That should really be the responsibility of someone else. The director shouldn't play a main character in the film, and obviously there are a lot of exceptions to this, but how I mean it is if you are wanting to really focus in on directing and learn and get some experience, you are going to shoot yourself in the foot if you also cast yourself as a main character, because half your brain will have to be devoted to acting and memorizing dialogue and being in the character, and you will only have half of your brain for directing. So if you're really wanting to focus in on directing, it's not a great idea to cast yourself as a main character. So those are some things that you should not be doing as a director because they are distracting you from what you're actually supposed to be focusing on. But let's talk about what the director actually does. Number one, tell a story. The director is basically the master storyteller of the film. It's their job to not just tell one story, but multiple character stories at once with every element of filmmaking. The acting, the writing, the cinematography, the art design, the editing, the music, all of it is a part of telling the story, and the director is the one who holds it all together. So the first skill a director has to have is the ability to tell a story. And every director is different in how they tell stories and what stories they like to bring to life. Of course, when talking about story, there is the literal writing part of film, screenwriting. Not all directors are writers, but a good percentage of them are. Even the ones who aren't writers often make changes to the script to make it a better visual experience. So directors who aren't writers will hire a writer to change or even rewrite a script for them. And that's always an option, but it's a great idea to have some basic writing skills as a director. But writing isn't the only way that you tell stories in film. Directors guide all of the technical and artistic elements of storytelling as well. This is getting the performance that you want from your actors. It's working with cinematography and color and design in the props and the costumes and the sets. The director guides all of those elements to tell the story together. So the director needs to be somewhat familiar with all of these areas of filmmaking so that they can decide how they should be supporting the story. Number 2, directors hold the vision. Film is a visual media, and so a big part of what the director needs to be doing is developing a vision for what the film is going to look like, sound like, feel like, and it's important to develop a lot of this vision before digging into pre-production. You need to figure out the overall vibe and tone of your film so that as you get to the big decisions of pre-production, casting and design and locations, you can ask yourself, does this fit my vision? And have a vision for it to fit into. The director will spend a lot of time developing vision for their film. They will often create color palettes and mood boards and music playlists and cinematography examples to pull together a cohesive look, tone, feel for their film. They will also spend a lot of time reading the script, really digging into the characters and figuring out how they would like to cast the roles. Developing a full vision allows you to be more efficient during the entire filmmaking process. Instead of wandering from idea to idea, trying to decide if they're good ideas or not, you have an end goal that you're trying to get to. You already know what you are looking for. Everything then becomes purposeful instead of accidental. Number 3, casting. The director has creative control of the film. They have to okay pretty much every artistic decision to make sure that it's all fitting in with the vision that they've developed. But while the director oversees a lot of decisions, there is one big decision that they are directly in charge of, and that is who gets cast in their movie. Directors handle the audition process, and once the film has been cast, they also handle making sure that the actors have everything that they need on a creative level to be prepared for the shoot. Often the director will have pre-meetings with actors to go over the shoot with them and to share their vision for the characters. They will also host what's called a table read, which is where you get the entire cast together and read through the script. On the shoot, the actors become one of the director's primary responsibilities, running through lines with them and prepping them for the scene. And once they get through hair, makeup, and wardrobe and actually on set, the director runs through blocking with them and helps them to rehearse the scene a few times before you get the camera rolling. Number 4, be your actor's safety net. Actors are the director's creative partners when it comes to telling these characters' story. You get to dig into the nitty-gritty of the characters with your actors and help them deliver the performances that you're looking for. The job of the actor is a scary one, putting yourself out there in front of everyone, in front of the cameras, doing things that can seem at times stupid and silly. And so the director needs to be the backup and moral support for the actors if they need it. Giving constant feedback is one of the most helpful things that you can do for your actors. They're in front of the camera and can't see what anything looks like or tell what's going on a lot of the time. So as much as you are able to keep them informed, give them positive feedback and constructive criticism, helps them feel more secure in what's going on. You are their partner, their boss, and their cheerleader all rolled into one. Number 5, filter the ideas. As much as you develop vision and you plan and you prepare, things are gonna change once you get to set. You're gonna have to move your schedule around, you're gonna have to change your shots, you're going to have to fix any number of problems that might come up. With every little change and solution to these problems, the director has to make a multitude of decisions, and these can range from tiny decisions like what color of shoes that actors should wear to huge decisions like cutting scenes and changing set pieces. And surrounding the director is the crew, who all have ideas on how to fix things and concerns for their various departments. Now, I know I said that the director is the one who develops the vision, but they don't have to do it alone. They don't have to come up with everything by themselves. The true job of the director is to filter the ideas of the whole crew. The director has a production designer and a costume designer and a director of photography and a sound designer on their crew because those people are specialized in their field. They will have more knowledgeable ideas and more specific vision for their departments. The job of the director is to take all of these ideas and pick out the ones that fit their vision. With every decision that the director makes, they are asking the question, does this fit my vision for what the final product will be like? And if the answer is no, then you say, well, this doesn't fit what I'm going for, move on. And if the answer is yes, then make it happen. So those are the 5 main things that the director does. Tell a story, hold the vision, cast your actors, be your actor's safety net, and filter the ideas of your crew. And that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope that this helped you get more of an idea of what it is that a director does. Was this different than what you thought a director did? Did you already know what a director did? Leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you what you're learning about. I've been learning about directing for a little while now, and I'm very happy to be able to finally share some about it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Annie Pulling Sweat, and I'm a homegrown filmmaker. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.